Good morning, Rabbi Isai. The oilam is in it. Wow. Yeah, I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true. That it's Reb Nachum Katz's birthday. Is that true? Mazel tov, mazel tov, emes. Oh, what? I'm just joking. What? What do we got? What about you? Who else? Is it your birthday also? Who's older? Look.
Give a bracha to everybody here.
Oh.
I think I
Take it outside.
All Maine. How old are you? No, he's older. Right? You're in the 80s already.
You're a kid.
Yeah. You're a little kid. Mazel tov from your family, from your daughter, from Shlomo Cooperman's mom, and b'chulu. But we have tremendous news. Big simcha for MDY. We came up with the very first MDY GEMARA with explanation. The whole pshat of the GEMARA is in the top. One side is this GEMARA Oiz V'Hadar with Nekudas. We got permission from Oiz V'Hadar, so one side is with Nekudas. The other side, no notes on the bottom. Pure explanation from top to bottom. The GEMARA is available to anybody who joins the Shir, and those who want to purchase it on the website. 200 GEMARAs were sold. I don't know, overnight. It's a very special. Ali Zeiss did the translation, the famous company in New York, and our own Rabbi Didi Kramer went over every word, spent hundreds of hours going through it, finding taka. There's always a mistake here, a mistake there, and it's unbelievable. Each daf has its own QR code on the bottom, so you could scan and get the new AI videos and all the stuff. It's only 13 days, Rabbi Yisai. It was a big project. We're very, very proud of it. It was all sponsored by, can I say? By Joe Levy and the Arani family.
But Ezra?
No, he was on the safari with us. Freddie Arani. And they're fighting, I'm not joking, there's 7 people fighting over the next Masechta, if we do the next Masechta. Emes.
Why is that better than Ariel?
First of all, I just said I explained it here. I didn't say it's better or it's different. There's no notes on the bottom. The whole pshat is on the top. You don't have to go to the notes on the bottom. The whole everything's on the top, and the other side is with Nekudas. It's Freddie and Joey. And it has our QR code. It's our own GEMARA. It's our own thing. Everything from top to bottom. We don't know what lays in the future, what we can do with such a thing. If every daf has a QR code, so it's geschmack. Anyway, it's in English.
Yeah, it's only in English.
Abe Miller, I just wanted to take a moment to express my deep appreciation for the incredible creativity and thoughtfulness you bring to the Daf Yomi Shiurim, particularly through the use of videos. The inclusion of outrageous characters, humorous themes, and unconventional scenarios is absolutely brilliant and, more importantly, highly effective. Beyond the laughter and entertainment, that's a real cognitive benefit here. There's a real cognitive benefit. As discussed in the memory book by Larry, Lorraine, and Jerry Lucas, one of the key strategies for improving memory is to make the imagery as vivid and exotic as possible. The brain naturally retains unusual or exaggerated mental pictures far more easily than mundane ones. This is especially relevant for Daf Yomi learners. With a new daf every single day, it's easy to feel like the material slips away as quickly as we learn it. Your approach directly combats that challenge. By embedding the concepts of the GEMARA into wild, hilarious, or visually striking scenarios, you make the Torah not just enjoyable, but memorable. Thank you for not being afraid to break the mold. You're not just teaching Torah, you're revolutionizing how it's learned and remembered with sincere admiration and gratitude. Abba Miller, Yeshur Koyach, Abba Miller. Peretz Friedman, he was in a factory in Kibbutz Lavi, and all of a sudden he sees on the wall, somebody put up there to join the daf. Ashrecha, this is like Peretz Chaim Levin. Who's this? Peretz, you see? Peretz.
Breakthrough. It's Peretz Split, the breakthrough.
Lifritz Gedorim. The breakthrough. Menachem Dubovik. I'm writing to inform you of the ptir of my father, Yitzchak ben Yaakov Dubovik. He was nifter on Yud Zainov. The last day I was able to be able to learn with him was Daf Nun Beis, Ben. I never realized how much learning Daf Yomi became part of my life until not being able to learn during Shiva or even doing Chazar on Shabbos afternoon. My father's tzavah, he asked that all his sons take upon themselves part, if not all of his daily learning Seder. He asked that we all learn Daf Yomi and other Yomis, Tehillim, Chok, Kids of Shulchan Aruch, Mishnayos. Most of us already have been learning Daf Yomi for some time now. Going through his phone, listen to this. Going through his phone, we found he had the MDY app and was a member of many of the various MDY WhatsApp groups. He also had MDY's website sit on his favorite on his computer. He was a secret member of MDY. I like to thank the MDYs for coming to be Menachem Avol, and Beitar, especially Shab Zikon, who knew my father and brother. Baruch Hashem, for the 11-hour flight home to New York, I was able to catch up on regular speed the dafim that I missed. He learned 7 daf on the flight, and so did Mark Ashkenazi. He told me the same exact thing on his flights, even to Phoenix, whatever, made up most of the daf. Looking on regular speed. Looking forward to coming to the Shir in Bet Shemesh, this time with my boys who've been learning since Makkis. We should only hear B'sur's Toiva, says Menachem Dubovik. The Masech is sponsored by David. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Eli Alpert.
Eli Albert from?
Delray Beach, Florida.
Delray Beach, Florida. Wow. Who else do we have here? Choshve guest? You're a guest? Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Rafael Sacco.
Rafael Sacco from?
Staten Island, New York.
Staten Island. Eitan. Eitan is here. Psh. You're also a guest? What's your name? Oh, you're a son? Wow. Oh, and another son. How you doing? What's your first name? Ariel. Psh, Givaldi. Are you a guest? No. You've been here 100 times. Shkoil, you know this guy? What's your name? Eli? Eli Epstein. From? Muncie. Eli Epstein thinks that I have bad breath, so he came here with bottles of let me show you. Look, I mentioned in cheer that I was struggling to bring the scope, so you slept it. You shkoyach her belly. Wow. Wow. Now my wife is going to be upset at me. If you already mention diamonds.
Beyond the scope of this.
It's beyond the scope of the shir. Oh, Rabbi David, Shalom Aleichem, what are you doing here? Hiding as though in a corner. I almost didn't see you. That's the spot. That's my blind spot. By the way, what's the guy's name from Nofi Alon? He used to come every single day, sat where Dr. Where is he? Where is he? Anybody see him?
Yeah, he's here every month of Shabbos and he's listening.
He used to come every morning.
He's here every month of Shabbos, but he's...
I miss him a lot. Okay.
There's someone else over there.
Who?
Oh no.
Oh, we gotta go. The sponsor David Salomon and dedicated memory of Meir, Shmuel Baruch Ben Chaim Tzvi Dov Zichron Levrach. He just told me he got his 10th person. He signed up 10 people, $200 a piece. The sponsor Anonymous. Anonymous, may our learning be a shield of protection and a source of unity and blessed Am Yisrael. You know what I told him, Chaim Levine? He sent me a message. I got 10 people. I said, now it's time to make a group of 10 people, of those 10, and be on top of them. Make sure these are your guys. Make sure they do the daf every day. Joe Gedalius, Lynn Nishmas, my father, Jack Gedalius. Multi-sponsors, TCS, Israel Power, by Talking Save Anonymous, Refuah Shleimo, Sarah Bat Motaram, and Shir Bat Sarah. Weekly sponsors, Dr. Avram Epstein and his wife Rivka, Refuah Shleimo for Shoshana Bas Razel. Anonymous, the whole Klal Yisrael should have a good Geben Shior. Daily sponsors, happy birthday to Mr. Kinnovations LLC from the AMT Consortium. It's another birthday. Dr. Jonathan Pivo, Refuah Shleimo, Elka Mindel Bas Malka Shira. Anonymous, welcome back Rebelli, Parnasa, Nachas, Gesund, for Elio Ben Rus. For Elio Ben Cyril and family. Nachma, let's do it again. The Kavana. Nachas and Gesund for Elio Ben Cyril and family. Daily sponsors. Leon.
True.
No. Frey. No. We had it. We did it last time. Freyway, no, something. Anybody? Can anybody help me out here? No, Naftali. What's the name? Leon Frey. In honor of Rachel Simha Bat Simha. That's
Stardom put a Simha.
In honor of Rachel Simha Bat Malka and Avram Ben Frida Fadra on their wedding last night. Oh my gosh. We were. Kitzer, they got married last night. Everybody, Mazel Tov. Yehuda Davis, in honor of my father, Ari Davis, and in schos of a speedy, healthy birth, Bez Hashem soon. Amen. MDY Art, monthly refuah shlema for Yonatan Eitan ben Basheva Bracha. Amen. Refuah shlema Mordechai ben Esther. Refuah Zayela Daniel Zev ben Ayel Esther. The boys are holding
1 week.
what?
1 week.
Yeah, even it's less than a week. A week to Masechtas Hariyas. If you know anybody who wants to make a quick siyum, 13 days, or you want to get better at it. So anytime you need to do a quick siyum, you want to, let's say, have a barbecue in the 9 days, just open up a GEMARA, and in a half hour or 2 hours, you get to do siyum. Rabbi said we're holding Daf Samach Amud Beis, 5 lines from the bottom. To remind the Olam, here's Shituma. I'm doing it quickly. If you blink, you're going to miss it. It's not the whole video. Since we're not choishes, she's going to make a hole in the top, pour out wine, do yayin nesach, and fix it. At the end of the day, we say we're not choishes for that. Also, if you remember, we had this is just from that sugi back in the day. We had a whole sugi about 1 chaysam, 2 chaysams. Remember, here's 1 seal, 2 seals. Put your name in there. And Rebbe Eliezer says, and we passing like him, that we're not concerned. I remember what we were talking about. We were in the Waldorf, mamish the day before, and we said that Hillel was all concerned about the bottle of wine that had a cork in it, but it didn't have the silver thing on it. It only had 1 chaysam. And Rabbi Shomberg said, it might be 2 chaysams that has words, this, that. Today you could pop the cork out even without making any, just there's a certain thing. Even with the ear, you just go in and whatever. So, but Rebbe Eliezer says we're not concerned that somebody's going to go out of his way to do a little Avodah Zarah, take off a whole seal. That much we're not so concerned. So these 2 things combined. Now think about it. We're not concerned that the guy's going to take off the cover. We're not concerned the guy's going to drill into the cover. So what are we concerned? Why can't you leave the wine with the guy? What's the problem? We're not concerned with 1 seal. Why is it that we don't give the wine to the idol worshiper? Says the GEMARA, because of this. Every barrel today, I guess they put these one-way valves that if there's too much pressure in there from all the fermentation, it releases it. In those days, they didn't have valves, so they made small holes. But in that small hole, you could put a little straw in there and take wine out. So that's shaiko. Somebody reminded me here, they wrote me an email. I just added the picture. Interestingly, nowadays there's a modern day shaiko, which I use on Friday nights for my wine, where I'm the only one drinking. It's called the Koravan Wine Preservation System. It basically makes a small pinhole in the cork of a closed bottle of wine. Then it inserts arrogant gas, which prevents the wine from oxidizing. For those who enjoy nice wine, as you do, Castell anybody, this is a great contraption. My son-in-law bought it for me. The only thing I found in my house was this thing. You can see. Koravan, it says over here. I don't know, I guess he took the whole thing home. He saw I wasn't using it. So I'll leave him the thing. Because I did. It's not, I thought it's like one of those, $10 things. I go online today, it's $300. Yeah. Okay, so there's such a thing as shaika today. Oh, Marova, exactly. Alright, so we had super interesting GEMARA today. On our daf, we have 12 stories. 12 different small stories, each one with the halacha. Omarova, we're not there yet. Zoina, the Goya, B'Yisrael, Mesubim Metzla. So it's interesting halacha over here, because you have people that are doing the wrong thing. Are they chashud on yayin nesach? They do terrible things. Zoina Goya, the Zoina herself, she's not Jewish. B'Yisrael, Mesubim Metzla, the people that are over the Aver, they're Jewish. Chamer Shari, we're not concerned about the wine, that perhaps these Jews made yayin nesach. Nehi, the Tokavlu Yitzur da Avera. Yeah, they have a little taiva. Yitzur da yayin nesach, they Tokavlu. They're not going to go ahead and do yayin nesach, which, it's unbelievable. I think it's a lesson, and I see a lot of people that, for some reason, it doesn't. When I was younger, it used to be like the guy goes to a movie. Let's say you're Chassidish Bacher and you have a taiva for a movie. So in his mind, he went to a movie. I might as well be Mechal Shabbos already. And that's what they do. It's a certain mindset. I already did an Aveira, I might as well just drop the whole thing. I'm already a no goodnik. Doesn't work like that. So you have a time for a movie. So you move on. You work on the movie thing, but you keep Shabbos, you keep tefillin. There are people like that. They say, listen, I did this terrible Aveira. Movie is a good mashal. But there's other things. I already don't put on tefillin, so I might as well just not keep Shabbos. What's the connection? You have a weakness when it comes to tefillin. You should keep the whole Torah. One thing has nothing to do with the other. It's not all or nothing.
Those guys you met at the hotel.
Yeah, the million things. There's a famous those guys. I heard a Maisa from the Baal Dover themselves. Guy took his wife to a doctor. I know the person. Took her to a doctor on Pesach. His wife was in a bad situation. So he was a little grossed out because the guy was eating a McDonald's burger. And it was like, it's Pesach, and it's like the bun, and he's like nervous from the hummus that's going to spray on him. He's sitting like 2 feet away from him. And he says, I apologize, I'm just hungry, I didn't take a break yet. And he's eating. And he's asking the woman, he's asking the wife, what tell me about your, she said, we ate matzah. He says, what's matzah? She explains the whole thing. She says, oh, that's bad. Maybe keep on going. And she goes, and she says, I ate meat, and then I had a soup. What was in the soup? Matzah balls. Gebroxt! He screams at her, Gebroxt! His mom is furious. He was furious. No, but true story. And the person that told me the story said you should have seen the rage in his eyes. Like, there's certain things you don't touch. Treif, McDonald's, Gebroxt, bismillah sugar on Pesach. I'm not going to take my burger and dunk it in water now. That I'm not going to do. I know exactly what you're talking about. Exactly. I'm saying I just said the story 2 weeks ago. Okay. And then the Chal Yisrael and this. There's a joke. This is more of a joke. It could be it's a Ma'aseh Shekman. I don't know. I didn't even know it's together. A guy goes to the dentist. He says, I need 7 pairs of teeth. He says, 7 pairs. Sugar, 7 pairs. He says, yeah. Fleishiks, milchiks, and parav. He says, no, very good. That's 3. How do you get the 7? He says, no, but for Pesach, you need a fresh pair. So okay, so it's 6. We're 7. He says, no, sometimes I go on vacation. So I jump into a little restaurant on the side. I don't want to trade up the rest of my teeth. Oh, so they control themselves. You have one taiva for this. I can understand you have a taiva for that, but you're not going to go crazy and start doing yain ezek now. But here's interesting. Zayni Yisraelis doesn't work all the way. Now it's the reverse. The Jewish woman is the Zayna, and the clients are goyim. Now Chamra Aser. Now have to be concerned that the wine is Aser. Not that she, because she's a Zayna, she also does yain ezek. But they look at her as a nothing. They don't consider her at all. But Sraya Grira. So if they want to do yain ezek, she doesn't even say anything to them. So the wine in her house has to be. You can't touch it. Amud Beis. Okay, here we go. 12 stories. Amud Beis to have a Yosef Beichamer the Yisrael. There was a house that had Jewish wine. All of it kechavim. Says Rashi that we're talking about that the guy had wine over there as well. It's not just the Jews' wine. There's a certain partnership here. There's bottles of the guy, bottles of the Jew. Achadu l'dosha ba'apei. They lock the door. He locks the door or closes the door according to some. So the guy goes in there, locks the door behind him. Have a biza b'dasha. There's a peephole in the door. In Yeshiva Ketana, we also had a peephole in the door, but only one way, from the outside in. So the mashgiach could look inside. I'm not making this up. Here, check this out. Here's your barrels of wine. Here's the peephole. You could look in. But your field of view is narrow. It's the size of whatever the people gives you. It doesn't give you the entire room. It gives you in front. So and the guy was in there walking around the barrels. Marava, somebody again with GEMARA. Marava called the Lahadei Biza Shari. Anything that you could see through the people is kosher. But everything to the sides where you can't see if the guy touched or not, since the door is closed, locked. Also, second story. There was a house, there's upstairs and a downstairs like we have today. Shomu kol tigra mamish and yonah diyoyma. In the middle of the night, there's a siren. What do you do when there's a siren? People start running. I don't know. You came from where? Where do you come from? Yerushalayim or something? Yeah. Did you have a siren in Yerushalayim? Yeah. You have no idea what we're talking about. Over here we had 5:30. You did have in Yerushalayim? Yes. Oh, he slept right through it. He had no idea. You had it. Shalom Aleichem Rav Desta. You should know. I get on a plane somewhere. I forgot where I was. All of a sudden, this woman goes, "Oh my gosh, that's my son-in-law's." I know her from before. What?
My father-in-law does that.
No way.
Yeah.
I shouldn't tell Chanan. He was with Rebbe Chanan. Wow. Okay. So in regards.
I'm on board to the Daf and any.
Okay. Hey, Vey. How you doing, Yankee? Yivaldik. What's your name?
Tony Ost. Ost.
How do you spell that?
Aleph Samach Test.
Aleph Samach Test. From?
Manchester.
Manchester. No, wow. Every day. What's going on there, Ariel? It's like it's vacation for the Manchester guys, for the whole England. Who was it? Shimmy's nephew told me he's in a camp that doesn't finish until for another week. That's not an American thing. That's an Israeli thing. That must be what? What? School starts. They don't do the whole Rosh Chodesh thing in England. No, okay, not Garrison. Au Chamra. The Yisrael Davi Yosef David Dor Yisrael B'Yonah B'Dichon B'Tachtoina. Shabbat Kol Tigro. They hear a giant fight outside. What do? Nafki. They all run outside. Here's something like this. Nice. Upstairs, downstairs. Kitzer, they both run outside. Now, all of a sudden, a guy pulls a gun. The guy pulls the gun, you have to run back inside. So the guy runs in, and this is not, I just thought, this is false. This is not a good picture. The stairs is inside the house. And there's only one door to come in and out. This is mamish off. I said it last night, but I didn't realize. I said that in those days that's how it was, but this is all for the pshat. Because the wine is in the same. You could come from downstairs to upstairs and touch the wine. Fine. This is just for illustrative purposes only. Somewhat of it. So he comes inside. What?
Don't have to say that. The wine was downstairs.
No.
The stairs are
It's right where the stairs are.
So the wine is downstairs. So how does the Jew keep an eye on it?
It says there's an aruba between the two.
Okay, so that's the main point here. He closes the door. You're allowed to drink the wine. Why? No, just like I came in. I don't know if the Jew was there. I don't know. Maybe he also ran back home. The kids are everybody's in a panic. Everybody wants to see what's going on outside. They come back inside. The guy's not thinking now about doing Yayin Nesach. He doesn't know if the guy came in. Maybe his roommate, his upstairs roommate, was there before him. There was a hotel. There was kosher wine there. All of a sudden, they find an idol worshiper sitting around over there by the barrels. We had this svara before, and there's an important svara for the whole sugya. That is, if the person is concerned that he might get caught, and if he gets caught, he doesn't have a way out of it, he'll get arrested.
Mirta.
Mirsa, okay. Something like that. He has something that's preventing him from touching the wine, so it's mutter. In other words, the guy, he's a frum guy. He needs to do Avodah Zarah all the time. Every time he sees wine, he wants to do Avodah Zarah. But he's not going to risk his freedom for shtikol Avodah Zarah. Controls the Yitzhar to do Avodah Zarah for 5 minutes. Be lie, but if he's not scared of anything, if he's like in with the police and this and that, Osir. What's going to get to us? I don't know about everybody, but I have a interesting situation in my house. We have a lady that comes. She comes a few times a week, but on Friday, my wife Dafka wants her to come after the meal so that she can take care of all the dirty dishes. And she shows up a lot of times. She shows up 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. So there's a shayla. I have a bottle of wine on the table. Many times we forget it on the table, and there's a cork that goes halfway down. Do we have any kind of heter here? L'chayr from here seems like no. Why? Because if she gets caught, it's a big problem. But if it's aflig, if we go on a little vacation, or we tell her we're not going to be back for 5 hours, that's problematic. She knows at 1 o'clock in the morning, it's quiet. It's everybody's gone. They're upstairs, sleeping. So there's no mirtas, there's no anything. It's a problem.
And she's allowed to come in.
She's allowed to come in. She's not allowed to touch the wine. If I catch her with the wine, she's that she has a pachad of.
Told her.
She has a pach. She's allowed to come in.
Maybe not.
She could say, I'm a cleaning lady. She's moving the bottle. She has
Fine, but let's say she does. I'm saying let's say she does. In our case, she doesn't. She's allowed to touch it. But let's say she has a pachad. Let's say I told her, I warned her 20 times. With other things I warned her 20 times, it doesn't really help. But let's say, I say, don't touch the wine. It's not. It's kosher. This, that. But if I'm sleeping, she has no pachad. Like we saw at the store. The guy's in the store. He says, I'm going for a certain amount of time. I'll be back. I'll come after you. There's certain things. She knows. She doesn't have a thing. No. Open it. I'm concerned that she's open it. Yeah. And then, right. Could notice, not notice. Well, I don't think that's a good reason. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, moving, but when it's open, not moving in a thing.
Fork in it is open. It's open. That's what
He's saying it's considered halachically open. I hear? Let's keep on going. Story number 4. Our basis have Yosef Chamra. Same thing, basically. We have a house with wine. And the idol worshippers found inside the house. If he has some sort of excuse why he was able to come in, that's enough to make the wine asur. He's not scared. He said, listen, I was running away from the police, or this, that, I don't know what. There was a siren. I had to come into the mamad. I don't know why. He needed to come in, but if he doesn't have a good excuse, then the wine is mutter. Let's say the guy comes back and the inn is locked. Or he tells the idol worshiper, I need you to stand right over here and watch my place. So what does that tell him? No. Shamar. No, stand outside of the door. It says by you wine.
Yeah.
Okay. But watch this. What does that mean? That means I'm leaving now. I'm not going to be around to watch you. I need you to watch it. So like he's giving him the heads up, he's going to be gone for a while. My lab, the Gemara just wants to, for 1 second, we're getting into this. In a case that he doesn't have an excuse, he does have a good reason, and Memela, the wine is also. 5th story. A Jew and a guy were sitting, having a good time, drinking wine. Shema Yisrael called Tzalui Beknishta. In my Gemara it says Shema. I don't know why, but okay. But you says Shema? Great. Those are the says Shema. But you also with the comments?
Yeah. Okay. Come on, you know this is the best version.
What? No, but this is also Isvahadar. These are the same. This is the same company.
Shema.
Okay, by me it says Shema. It is Shema. It has to be Shema. Shema Yisrael called Tzalui Beknishta. Oh, mamish, like they sent me in one of the WhatsApp groups, like I forgot something from 100 years ago, screaming slichas in the streets. What does he say? How does it go? No, No.
No, that's how it goes. No.
And he says it over and over.
Yeah.
No, everybody together. It's a more the gnigin. Oh, that's how it goes, mamish, like that.
Yeah.
So. So he hears that niggin, he hears them davening. So he gets up, in the middle of his drinking with the guy, he leaves. He leaves the wine over there on the table. Omar Rava Chamar Shari, the wine is kosher. Meima Omar, he says, the guy says to himself, Hashna mitkale lechamre v'hada asi. He's all of a sudden going to remember, and they'll come back. Like the Satmar Rebbe said. He said, somebody asked him, I see this question a lot. They say, how come Jews are so successful in business? Why is it like such a small, they have the fraction of society. They're less than 0.5% of the United States, but yet they hold the money. They're so successful in business. He says any person that'll take off 3 times a day, and for a couple of minutes, 3 times a day, just think 100% about business, will be very, very successful. So. This guy, the guy chaps, he's going to be he's in Middle Shmonetzi. What does he think in Middle Shmonetzi? Oh, my wine. So come right back.
On the safari, we were in the middle of
Shabbos, we heard the first day there was a lion nearby. We all jumped into the jeeps.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
You were there.
I didn't jump into the jeeps to chase a thing with my tefillin.
We all did.
I don't know.
Davening for the other.
Does he know what he's talking about? Is he MS?
Yes, they told us it was further down the street. Further down. Everybody jumped in.
Oh, you're talking about when we're on the street. Right, it was by Elenu. But you're talking about when we were on a side street. We're diving in the middle of a street. Not that we heard a lion. We heard on the. We heard that a lion was nearby. I thought you said we heard a lion. Oh, okay. Yeah. We just took off our tefillin real quick during our Elenu. That's when you're supposed to take off your tefillin. And you're making like as if we were Shmona Esrei. There is a true story that
When you went on safari.
we went on a safari and somebody saw a giant bird this tall in Middle Shemon Esrei, and he screamed out in Middle Shemon Esrei because he couldn't control himself. Like that wasn't. It was like Tukva Yitzray, Tukva. He wasn't even control of his mouth. Okay, if you saw a bird, let's say a pigeon, right? That this big, but that's literally 6 feet tall, just walking next to you for the first time in your life, you'd also talk about Shemon Esrei.
Big bird.
Big. How Yisrael? How Yisrael? Two, the Jew and the non-Jew. It's mamish like it sounds like the beginning of a joke. The Jew and a non-Jew sitting on a boat. Shema Yisrael kol shipurei de beishimshei. In those days, like today in Eretz Yisrael, they have the siren to tell you that it's almost Shabbos. We have 2 sirens. They used to have three sirens, 3 shofars. Mamish Yonah de Yoima Elul. By the way, there's people talking about taking off your tefillin. I noticed a bunch of people that by the time Rosh Chodesh davening is over here, at least 2/3 of the people were gone. So they missed the shofar. They didn't even chap that it's whatever. They missed the whole shofar. So there's a shofar going on here, and he hears the shofar. He didn't chap. He's sitting having a good time on the boat. All of a sudden he hears Shabbos. This is a Geshmak Sugya. Nofak Vazel. He jumps off the boat and goes home. For Shabbos. It's mutter. The guy doesn't realize what Shabbos is. So he thinks to himself, oh, he ran away for Shabbos. He'll come back in 2 minutes. He doesn't realize that a Jew stays home for Shabbos. There's a couple of Shabbos, there's a Suda. It's 24 hours. What about the fact that at Shabbos he can't come back? Isagiyara told me, his name is Giyara, he was a ger. Before I was a Magid, when I was still a guy, I'd say that Jews don't keep Shabbos. I'll prove it to you. If they keep Shabbos, how come you don't see all the time people, it's almost Shabbos, boom, I have to take my wallet and dump it on the floor. It's Shabbos. So all the non-Jews will be finding wallets everywhere and take free money. So Rabbi say, here, let me ask you a question. I'm going to tell you a joke. Tell me what's wrong with this joke. This is the famous joke. There was 3 Hasidim, they were sitting around, and one Chassid said, my Rebbe is the greatest Rebbe. One time we were in traffic, and he said, traffic ahin, traffic aher, and the whole thing moved to the side, and he went right through the traffic. The other guy said, this is garnished. He's once in a fire, the whole place went on fire. He said, fire ahin, fire aher, and the fire moved to the side and walked right through. He says, that's something. My Rebbe was walking on Shabbos. He once found $10,000 on the floor, and he said, Shabbos ahin, Shabbos aher, and he picked up the money and kept on walking. Is there something wrong with that joke?
No joke.
Besides that it's racist? I'll tell you what's wrong with the joke. It's 100% mutter. It's mutter. You're allowed to do that. Why? We're going to learn. Maridik halacha. Chacham said, Midday Raisa, on Shabbos, you're not allowed to carry. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but you're not allowed to carry on Shabbos. I'm serious. We live in a generation that everything is in the Eruv, and you live your whole life in a community of the Eruv. You don't even realize there's an issa to carry. So, you're now allowed to carry Midiraisa 4 amas. But Midiraisa, you're allowed to carry 3 amas. So you're allowed to take a wallet and walk 3 amas. Why? Because Midiraisa. The Rabban said, don't do that. But they didn't say don't do that when it comes to the money. Adam Ba'olam HaMoinai. So really, in Shulchan Aruch, it seems like he's talking about a person finds his own money. The Gemara talks about a case where you find somebody else's money. And that's what the Rambam paskins. So he says, Domer Rabbi Yitzchak. V'loidana this like Rabbi Yitzchak. I didn't know you all like Rabbi Yitzchak. Domer Rabbi Yitzchak. Moitze kids b'Shabbos. Moilichi bagas bagas marba amas. If he finds a wallet on Shabbos, he takes it less than 4 amas. Here, something like this.
One, two, three.
A little.
1, 2, 3.
I get sick and tired of doing that. Shabbos. Oh, well, Pagas is good, but once you get sick and tired of it, so this is very good. The Ma'aser Shaya, 300 years ago, story in Varsha, a Jew was trying to do something illegal with, bringing merchandise over the border. He got caught.
There's like 20 stories on this stuff.
Yeah. Don't worry, Amud Beis is going to go smooth. So a cop pulled, it's Erev Shabbos, the cop stops him. He doesn't know what to do, so he figures he's going to bribe him. He takes out his whole wallet full of cash, gives him the wallet. So the cop says, "You trying to bribe me? Now I got you on bribery also." Arrests him, brings him to court. In court, there was a judge by the name of Shor. That was his name. He's a Jewish judge. Here's the story. The cop says, this guy was bringing schar, plus he tried to bribe me. So the Jew starts humming something about Shabbos. Shabbos. So the Jew thinks, he says, "Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't a bribe. It was Erev Shabbos, and I realized I have a wallet on me. So I had to trust somebody. So I gave it to the cop. I figured, who else should I trust but the cop?" So the other says, "Really, there's such a thing?" So they bring the Rav in, and they ask the Rav, they didn't tell him the story. It says, "What's the halacha if you're a Jew and you have a wallet? What do you do?" He says, "Erev Shabbos, if you have a wallet, you give it to a guy. That's what you do." So he says, "Oh, since this Jew was he trusted the cop with the wallet, so he probably didn't take any merchandise over the border." So okay, that's the Ma'aser. That's what they say. Says GEMARA, Ahu Ariel, number 7. There was a lion. Oh, I forgot to show you this. Okay, whatever. Stories, videos. This part I don't know exactly what's going on. What? Let's see, you like this one? This guy's just a typical guy. Okay, it's like, wow. Oh, mamish like Shamshi said, there's a Ma'aser Shahaya, there was a guy walking and all of a sudden he heard a lion, mamish heard a lion, and he ran away into the barrels. Just like I ran away into the barrels, maybe the Jew also ran into the barrels. There's a lot of people hiding here from the lion. So Meili is not going to do Yain Nesach. There's a bunch of Ganovim that came to Pumbediso, and they opened up a bunch of barrels. In that case, the wine is mutter. My taima, Rubo Ganve Yisrael Ninu. So, it happens to be the art scroll tries to be politically correct here, and they say most people in Pumbedisa are Jews, and Mamela, most of the Ganovim are Jews.
Like a Metzia. Roy people must have been.
Yeah, exactly. It must have been Jews. Think about this. Who is the biggest Ganav in history? No. The biggest Ganav in history.
Financially. Not money.
Madoff must be the biggest Ganav in history. $65 billion. I looked it up. So they say maybe Saddam Hussein stole $1 billion. Maybe. These are 65 times the amount of Saddam and all these other Ganavim. Let's say the Yimach Shemayniks, the Hamasniks that stole, 2 billion, 65 billion. There's a similar story where The Ganovim came, opened up a bunch of barrels. Shmuel said it's okay. Kiman Kirv Eliezer. Domasavik biatar. When you don't even know if the guy came in, then it's tar. This is not what's the case. A guy goes into the, you should not be. You're allowed to walk in people's fields in Muncie in the backyard in the summer. Well, over there it always rains, but in a place where it's like in Eretz Yisrael, in the summer it doesn't rain, so you're allowed to walk in somebody's backyard, but not in the winter where everything's muddy. You're going to ruin his entire crop, whatever it is. He walked in anyway, and he doesn't know if he walked into this field or that field. Bituma b'soda ploinus. There's a grave somewhere. I don't know if I went into this field, field A or B. If you know that you went into field A, you just don't know if you touched the grave. That's Safek Tuma b'Rishus HaYachid. This is timeout. It's a Rishus HaYachid here. Why is it Rishus HaYachid? It's privately owned. And when you have a Safek in Rishus HaYachid, it's the halacha Tameh. But I don't even know if I went into the field A. I only thought I went into field B. Maybe I went to the field C. I don't know. And maybe I don't need the suffix doesn't even start. What are you saying?
Is it attached to the ground to become tummy?
No. Tummy. Avada, you go over a grave, you tummy. What do you mean?
No, you go on the ground.
You're walking over a grave.
You're not sure if it's a base of pras.
Right. It's not a base of pras. Even just a base of pras means it's broken to pieces over here. There's mamash caver there somewhere. Says the Gemara, loy shani also kivin dikid the paschil shuma mayno. Sorry. So the subject of Torah, subject maga. If you know you went into field A, just you don't know if you touched the grave, then you're tamei. Loi, not a good example. Shani also kivin dikid the paschil shuma mayno. Why are they opening up so many barrels? Rabbi? They're ransacking. They want to see if they could find some cash. Havli suffix feka. First of all, I don't know if a Jew went in there. What the Gemara is saying is over here also it's a suffix if the guy, if there's a guy did it or a Jew. Or the Gemara says it's two sfegas. First, I don't know if it's a guy, I don't know if it's a Jew. And even if it's a guy, maybe he just came in to get some cash, not to do yayin esach.
So Kish Kish is a problem either way.
What?
You said if a guy puts his hand and stops to show that there's wine, it's a problem. Regardless of whether it's come up.
No, but we're talking about I hear. But now we're talking about real yayin esach here, real yayin esach. What? I don't know that he touched it. Who says he touched it? He's not. No, yeah. Some barrels just have. No, there's no gold in the wine. There's gold in the barrel. They take a bunch of barrels. How do you hide? No. A barrel of gold. It's a fake barrel. It's a
Decoy.
A decoy. Daf Amud Beis. Turning of the Daf, sponsored by Adar Global Specialists in International Financial Services, anonymous L'Zeichen Nishmas Reb Chaim ben Reb Elazar Ashkenazi, anonymous in gratitude to Reb Eli and MDY for promoting Achdus Yisrael and Ahavas Yisrael. Mamish like today. Ahir Revisa, the Ishtakach the Havas Beidoni, the Havas Nikito Ufya Biyoda. There was a young girl. No, I'm saying Roy Yisrael Ganve, so it's understood the whole Maisa. Dai the Hakima Beremiza. Ahir Revisa the Ishtakach the Havas Beidoni. Don't be part of it.
It was only in that city.
Why do you?
Only. It was only in Nardo.
Yeah, no. There's a Gemara that says somewhere else. I Revisa, there was a young girl. The Ishtakach the Havas Beidoni. She was found among the barrels. Here, like this. She came and they found foam in her hand. Now what does it mean, a young girl? She's young enough, she doesn't know about the whole thing about Avodah Zarah. She could be 6, 7 years old, whatever it is. Not Jewish. She's a goy, and we're concerned about yayin nesach here. Omerova Chamra Shari, I just said she doesn't know about yayin nesach. Omerova, yeah, I have to explain. A goyish young girl. Omerova Chamra Shari, all the wine is permitted. Eimar migabo de chavisa shakalte. She took it from the outside of the. I found the picture. I don't know how accurate this is. You know the foam from the fermentation. There's foam. Eimar migabo de chavisa shakalte. Maybe she took it from the actual. From outside, she didn't touch the wine. You look around, you don't see any foam. You know, kids like to play with bubbles. Here, she's playing with the bubbles. Okay, there's one tiny piece of foam, and that's the punkt. She found that piece. Bekitzer, you make some coolest. I saw also some people have kids that are not Shomer Torah mitzvahs, and a kid that's not Shomer Torah mitzvahs is problematic with wine. It's a lahalacha. It's yayin esach, and there's different coolest that you could. In certain, not as a kula, it's a problem. But sometimes, like over here, you see Rav is being makel. She took it from the outside. But it's the only one. Okay. Certain areas that you could yesh lahakel, you have to ask your local rabbi for this. Ahupal Musa, the Salik Narda. There's a general who came to Narda. Pasu Chavi Asatuva. Him and his soldiers, they went a little crazy, they're looting. There was a mamish story like that, and Rebbe Loza said it's mutter. The Omar Safik Biatar. Oh, sorry, Velo Yidano. It's because we don't know if they walked in here Bechlal, and the Gemara is going to say, what do you mean? We know they walked in. The question is if they touched it. You know what? We know in this city, most of the guys there are Jewish. What do you mean? They came in. But the question is if they touched it as Avodah Zarah. Says Gemara, but why are they opening so many barrels? They're searching for gold, silver, for the valuables. In those days, they didn't have the hiding places and the banks that we have, so they hid it in funny things. So there's such a raya over here that they're acting for monetary gain and not to do Avodah Zarah, that it's literally like as if we don't even know if they came in there. This is the final story for this whole thing. There's a wine seller, a woman who sold wine. The Masrla Iklido Leiba, she gave the key to her wine cellar to an idol worshiper. So Rebbe Loza said, listen, in a similar situation, she gave her the key to watch the key, not to go into the store. Famous Maisa, I said it a number of times, I love this Maisa. Somebody went on a vacation. Maisa Shaya, went on vacation, and what do you do when you go on vacation? You give your key to your next door neighbor. Give the key to your next door neighbor. A few days later, moving truck pulls up, and 3-4 guys with the vest, this from the company, they come, they say, we're here to deliver the couch. What's the couch, fine. He thinks to himself, listen, you would want to have a couch. So he opens up the door, and of course he's waiting, he's watching, making sure that they don't take anything. They deliver the couch and they leave. The owner of the home comes home and he notices that his entire house, everything, all the valuables are gone. What happened? They delivered a couch, but there was a guy in the couch. They came with the whole vest and everything. He was a shomer mafteach. So now who has to pay? I didn't tell you to let a couch in. Says the Gemara, Omar Baya, Afanana mitanina. If I give my keys to the Amoritz, the race of Taurus. So if I have anything that's tar, and people are makbid to eat food that's tar and not tamei, and the Amoritz, whatever he touches is going to become tamei. I don't think he came into my house and went through the refrigerator. I only gave Rishos to watch my key. I didn't tell him to come into my house and make himself comfortable. And the Gemara says something interesting. Listen to this. If I say that the food in the refrigerator is tar, so certainly there's not a problem with yayin esach. What does that tell us? What's a higher level? What do I have to be makbid more? On taharis. If the taharis are tar and they're super sensitive, so certainly yayin esach, which is not as sensitive, it's not a problem. Remember the taharis alim yayin esach. You tell me the taharis is more? Yes. Beautiful stuff here. You have a courtyard, a couple of houses there, and there's a tiny 6-inch fence just to show, to demark. Sometimes on a roof you have it, you share a roof, a little something over there that shows you this is my side, this is your side. Now, obviously I could jump over this. It's not jumping, I just step right over it. It's only 6 inches, let's say. Omarav tarois of temeyos. I just want to, because I don't want to forget this. Rav says, if I could literally, it's so easy for me. I'm the Amaretz. I could just touch your stuff. So if you put food right next to me, even though there's a little tiny 6-inch wall, tamei. Rabbi Yochanan says, tahar. I just want to remember these two things. Omarav tarois of temeyos. Yet here, it's mafurish. If we're talking about tahara, tamei. But if we're talking yayin esach and the neighbor's a guy, I'm not concerned the guy touched my wine. So you see that the hara is more sensitive, more chamor than yain esach. Yain esach would be tar. Taharis is tummy. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, after rice of taharis. Rabbi Yochanan is mekel. It says everything is tar. So if I'm concerned that the Amaretz touch it, no, don't be concerned. Basically, I have a question. Here's the case. Check this out. You have a far door, so the guy with the hat, he's makbid on taharis, he has to walk by the front yard. But the Amaretz, he's up to the blue line over there, the gray line. His chutz is up to there. So, but he could easily touch what's in that basket over there. See, here's the line. The outer courtyard is the Amaretz. He's not concerned, even though he could touch it. It's not a problem. So, who's the question on? If I'm not concerned about touching, so who's the question on? Rav, who says that it's Tomei. Kashila Rav. Over there, the Amaretz is very, very scared to walk backwards and start touching things behind him. He has no reason ever to be there. Fine. Tashma, Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, remember this. This is Rabbi Shimon Gamliel that says like Rav. Here's the case. One rooftop is slightly over the other one. A little higher than the Amaretz. Once again, here the Amaretz could touch easily. Oh, but make sure that it's further away where it is in this picture. It's not by the edge, it's further away. So, who's this akash on? Look, if the Amaretz could touch it, it's no good. You have to make it distant. That's a problem with Rabbi Yochanan who says that it's tar. If he could touch it, it's tar. Why does he have to distance it? He has a good excuse. Second China Rashi, stretching. He went like this. He was on his roof and he got a little tired. So he went, and I touched it. Oh, that's why I touched it. It's not my fault. Toshma, now, if they are at equal heights, it says before, I don't have to be concerned. Oh, I don't have to be concerned. That's a kash on Rav. So there's Kashi Rav. Rav, I just told you Rabbi Shimon Gamliel also holds that it's a problem. Have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.